Hey everyone, Coach Dan here, Goodfellows MMA. Going to go over a bunch of tips on how to utilize a heavy bag and what the purposes of the bag is. Biggest mistake I see with people on the heavy bag is they treat it not as a tool that it is. They treat it as this big inanimate object just to hit and try to kill it. So you see guys just come in and swing for the fences. That's not an appropriate way to use the bag, and if anything, it's probably going to get you injured, annoy all the people around you, and you'd be breathing and sweating and spitting all over the bag. I see that all the time and I just kind of shake my head. So use the tool as a tool is exactly what it is. The bag cannot hit you back. You must know that instantly. So with this bag not hitting you back, that doesn't give you the luxury of dropping your hands throughout your combos and all that kind of stuff. The other thing is that bags come in all shapes and sizes and all have different purposes. Some of them are very specific, some of them are not. So you can have your generic heavy bag. This particular bag was designed specifically for me during my fight career. So I set this bag up so that this strap here and the strap on this side, which there's two on the other side too, because bags have a tendency to spin. These straps represent the same size that I am. So if I stand in front of the bag, it's approximately my own shoulder width apart, which then allows me, if I'm in the center of this bag, it allows me to see where approximately my head would be, where the liver shot is, where the spleen shot is, or dead center into the solar plex area. If I happen to get on the strap itself, that then aligns me up to know exactly where my chin is. So if my chin, if I'm working it and I keep my head facing this way, it'll allow me to have my chin primarily on a bag. Now for those of you that don't have a designed bag for you, obviously you can turn around and just take tape, use duct tape or any kind of tape that you want. It will come off, but that's life. So you can use that tape and you can align it up, and it allows you then to be able to throw a punch to the left or to the right of it, which is your left and right hook coming across without opening yourself up. Anytime that your hands come out from the side of a bag, you'll see bags that are bigger, smaller. If you're throwing a hook punch, you're coming way out here to hit that bag, it's just putting a tremendous strain on your rotator cuff. It's putting a tremendous strain on your bicep tendon. Don't do this. Your hooks have to be short and sweet. Just a simple, snappy hook. Anything less than that, and you extending, you're just creating this space to get hit, and there's no more power. People think there's more power back here. There might be simply because of a mass and the distance that you're traveling, but it's not effective power, because while you're doing this, the other person's just jabbing straight into your face. Okay, so when you're going to be on a bag, probably some of the most important things is to understand that this bag does not hit back. So when I'm on this bag, I still have to be consciously aware of my hand. So I drive my hand up, and if I want to slip on the bag, I drive my hand up. I don't leave this one down because I just feel like I can. I have to be set and then come back with a left hook. And the way I can align that up is with this strap. So if I have this particular strap, I can actually lean to the side of the strap, get off the angle here, and then when I bring myself back onto that same angle, the hand stays up and everything. I don't drop my hand. But then when I come back, I bring hands over, hand comes right back, and I got myself a pretty good hook punch coming straight off, and then snap the feet over. And that creates the mass. So you don't need this big swinging mass. That's only going to get you injured and get you hit all the way through. A big thing that I see with heavy bags, now this particular one is more of a tie bag. So it's basically, it's off the floor, but it pretty much goes to the ceiling. So this bag is like 7 feet, 8 feet tall. Most tie bags are around 6 feet. Some of them are longer, bigger, whatever. So again, not everybody's gonna have one of these. So this one's excellent for being able to do your low kicks. So you can work your calf kicks with these. You can work mid kicks, you can work high kicks. You got super high kicks, you can be firing way up there. Okay, so the bags are all designed to be hit, but they're also all designed to be hit in a different fashion. They're not designed to be just sitting here and then you walk up to it and just start hitting it. That makes no sense. Now the only time that makes sense is if I have a partner, he's holding the bag, and I don't want that bag to move and I just want to work that bag. I want to work it really hard. That's an excellent way and an excellent tool. And you have two guys on it, you go a minute on, minute off, minute on, minute off. Great way to work the bag. Okay? And that gives you a good partner drill to work with somebody. In general, if you're on the bag by yourself and you're training for fighting and purpose, the bag moves. You start the bag moving right away. When the bag moves, as it moves out, it's creating a certain amount of distance. As it's moving back,
It's closing the distance on you. So once you start it moving, you're going to move away from it. You're going to be able to move in, move away, move in. This is the beginning of you learning how to have distance and timing on a person, but yet this is only a tool because it can't change directions on its own. A person will. But it's the first step of learning distance and timing. So as it's coming back to you, you learn to shift in with it. You learn to shift back out with it. Okay, so you press, and now you move out, you move back in, you move out. And obviously when you're hitting at the ranges. As it's coming out, you're hitting. You're hitting on the way in, hitting on the way out. You can constantly keep jabbing at the particular tool, or jab right hand, left hook. All these are going to be effective, but you have to make sure that you have that moving bag. Again, it's only a tool, only as good as you moving it. So you have to initiate that move. You're going to find light bags, heavy bags, super heavy bags. You're going to find floor bags that don't move and they're just increase your power and all that kind of stuff. So when we created this design, I created it so that I had all this ability to move around the bag. So I can move all the way around. It also tells me that if I go from one full strap to here, that means I moved 180 degrees around the bag. If you're moving 180 degrees around a person, something is wrong. They have allowed you to move too far, or they're scared. Okay? Don't follow somebody more than 180 degrees. You do that, and again, you're following, you're going to get hit. Okay? So in this particular case, it again gives you a visual cue. As I'm moving around, I see the strap, I start to move back the other way. And that's when I'm doing like a circular style of a pattern. I'm cutting, I'm making angles. I come in, I come all the way out, close the distance, get back in, close the distance where you're right on the bag. And when you get on the bag, you're going to have it so that you're going to shoulder. You're going to shoulder down, shoulder the bag out, little push, you can come in, you can press with the elbows, uppercuts, whatever you're going to do. And that allows you then, again, you're gauging your distance. So once I'm on the inside of a bag, I want to be pressed. This is no different than if I'm on a person. If I'm on a person, I'm pressing. I know I have some pressure and they're going to give me something back. The bag won't deliberately change directions, whereas a human will. But you can still mimic it by giving it a little push as you feel it start to push back. So I push, bag starts to push back. So I push, and then I move out of the way. Again, hands set, of course. But just to keep it out of the way so you see the movement, I move it, comes back. I move it, as it's coming back, that's when I step and get out of the way. So again, I have to visualize and mimic this being a person. Otherwise it becomes this stagnant tool that's just sitting there and I can just hit it like this, like I'm in an aerobics class. Not good, okay? So from here, anytime that you're gonna close that distance, you're gonna be on the outside, you're gonna jab your way in, you're gonna get inside, you're gonna be able to work it, uppercuts. Big thing with an uppercut on a bag, uppercut is this way. A lot of people slip the uppercut up like that and punch themselves in the face. An uppercut is here. So an uppercut digs into the bag. A lot of people don't do that. It's like a hook punch and all that. They think that a hook punch should be over here. It should not be. Hook punch is, again, if I look at my strap here, that's my chin. So I want to work off that. I want to hit right on that strap or right on that strap with the opposite side. 1, 2, either or. Okay? So when I'm working that jab, I got to also make sure that my hand stays up. So it's in line. It's always in line. And that way I never have to worry, and I can slip, I can move. So even though there's nothing protruding out here, that doesn't mean you couldn't put an object here, again, on your heavy bag to allow you to have a pool noodle or something along that line, and you can slip under that pool noodle and then come back again with your left hook. Utilize the tool that you have. If you only have one heavy bag, but you can do all these different things to one heavy bag, that's a pretty important tool. And as long as you utilize visualization and understand that that bag is an inanimate object and it cannot move on its own, you'll have an increased presence of mind on that bag. So the moment I push that bag, it can now attack me. Okay? So anytime that you're on a bag and it's stagnant, unless again, a partner's on it, it's kind of a useless tool. If you want to use this bag for pure power development, you can be on it, and then what you're going to do is you're going to get a leaning. You're going to get leaning. So when we're talking inside power, we're gonna get leaning on it. So it's constantly giving me a certain amount of pressure. It's pushing me back. It's pushing me into my stance. When I wanna switch, I gotta switch, bring my hand all the way through. Bring my hand all the way through. Hands through. Uppercut, okay? Hands through, uppercut, ripping the hook. And again, you notice the hook is not out here. So when we get on big bags and we're way out here, that's wrong. We don't need to do that. We need to be inside. But sometimes it's an optical illusion when we're on a great big bag and we don't know where to hook, and we just start throwing our hooks wide and we forget that our head is stuck in the middle of that. Okay, so remember, hand up to the head even when you're on a heavy bag. Because if I'm on a person and I'm just doing this, that person has access to my head. Okay, hand up, and I punch through, I hit, and I come right through the bag. And I end up on the opposite side. Opposite side, your right hand will come right back up to your head, and then it's eligible to come right through. Don't pull your hands up and down. Just let them come through, guide them up. Guide them up. Constantly going to be up where your head is. So every time that you're blocking your head with your technique here, you're physically being covered by the human too. Because I'm going to be using the person as a partial shield to being able to hit me. I'm so close to their chest, their shoulder, wherever I'm going to be at, it's very difficult for them to throw. They literally have to press off of me and throw, which means you have the sense of awareness using this tool. If you push off of it, that is where you start to use this tool for a little bit of distance and timing again. So I'm here, press, bam. I can come right off of it and I get my timing. Okay? Power punching, power kicking, whatever you want to do on this, it's a tool. Again, you set the timer, you set your distance, and if it's just a low kick, you can literally just be here and hitting it and get as many low kicks in as you want in a specific set of time. When you're doing that though, again, be aware that this guy has hands, even though they're not there. And again, if you want to set noodles up or something like that, you can slip, throw your kick under. All that kind of stuff can be set for you. This is a really excellent tool for somebody that doesn't have a coach standing there every single day. They can also videotape themselves doing it. They can go back, they can look, oh, I'm dropping my hands past my leg. I lift my hand when I kick. When I punch, I pull my hand back. You want to avoid all those mistakes. The only way you're going to do that is through practice, 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 okay? You can't practice a mistake enough to make it better. So you have to fix the mistake, okay? So when I'm on these bags, I don't want to be on this bag and I don't want to be hitting for 20 minutes at the end of a session and find out that I didn't do anything right because I just wasted my time. So go on it. You don't have to go fast. Go slow. Be precise. Use your footwork. Your footwork's going to be all over the bag. You're not going to stay stationary. Only staying stationary here just so you get a better visual. If I want to do a little bit of a rotation, I start to move and I start to press. And then I can start to press back and get that rotation. Again, don't travel more than 180 degrees. If you're going all the way around your heavy bag, it's kind of a useless, mundane exercise because you're not chasing anybody in a full circle. And if you are, somebody's doing something wrong. So you need to know how to cut the ring off. Okay, so for now, if you're working it, you get out part way, work your way back, work your way all the way out of the bag, work your way all the way into the bag so that you're right up nice and tight, work your way back out, continually maintaining proper head position, proper footwork. Don't lose your stance, don't get out too wide, don't get too narrow, don't get too tall. This will allow you then, with a bit of pressure from that bag, if I'm too tall, it's going to push me backwards right away. So I want to make sure that it can't move me. Wherever I am, the bag has a hard time moving. Once you get into the clinching, this isn't the best bag to clinch with because it's so big, but it certainly allows you to press. This bag's an excellent bag to learn to press, to push the head back, to be able to draw your knees in, or any other kind of action that you're looking for. There are smaller bags, good tie bags you can grab, you can hook, knee, everything else. So again, when you guys are out there and you're looking for a bag, or you're in a gym and you're training, look around, take time. Take time to see what's available for you and what is your skill level and what's the skill level that bag can provide you with. The bag itself can't give you nothing, but it can give you everything if you know how to use the bag. So don't you be the tool, make sure that you use the tool. Okay, so if you want, you You can follow us on YouTube at any time. We'll give you lots of details, lots of tips. We have a lot more stuff coming out, so you let us know. Give us a like, a subscribe. Any questions, just hit the comments. Thank you.